All right, what's going on, everybody? This is your professor, Dr. Jace Alston, and welcome to week number 7. That's right, week number 7 of your 7314 course reference sources and services. As always, I am your professor, Dr. Jace Alston, and today we are going to try to keep it under 20 minutes because I know the last two check-in videos that I had for you all were very long. So we're going to make this one a little shorter. So again, we'll try to keep this one under 20 minutes. What I have to show you all this week will not be very time intensive because I'm only going to show you one resource. And it's a resource that got mentioned in the discussion board and that another student said that she didn't know about. And I figured since I do talk about this resource pretty much every semester, I figured this would be the time to talk about it since it has already been brought up. So that's my logic. Again, there is a method to this madness. However, before we even get into that, there are a few other things that we need to do as far as housekeeping. First of all, yes. As you can see, there is an assignment due on March the 8th. It is your virtual reference practice and paper, and I am expecting to have it on that night. It is worth 20 points. I will surely hope that you have made contact with your partner by now, and really, hopefully, you've already done the interaction by now. If you have not, your time is running out, so you're going to want to go ahead and do that. So, again, we have that assignment that is due Sunday night. As long as you have communicated with your partner and tried to do things with your partner as assigned, then I doubt that you are going to have any major problems with that assignment. But if you do, let me know. I am always around, austinj@missouri.edu, any place, anytime, any town. Just let me know what your concerns are. Also, I made a deal about the capitalization. Not the capitalization. I made a deal of the citation for the previous written assignment, the reference interaction report. You all do, again, I will stress this again, you all do need to have a references page for this assignment. I am looking for proper APA 6 or APA 7. And I am just going to go to the Purdue Owl here and just show you all that both styles are currently on their website. Let me see if I can get rid of that though. Okay, so both of these styles are currently on their website. As you can see, this is APA 7 here and all that goes with it. And if you scroll down a little further, you will see APA style for the 6th edition. And as it says here, this latest version reflects APA 7. The APA 6, I believe, will be coming down. Yes. It will remain online until 2021. So if you have not learned APA 7, that is okay. And in fact, I have not learned it completely yet, but I am in the process of doing that right now so that I will give you accurate grades if you decide to do APA 7. But here's something that I need you all to just kind of look at and be mindful of. And I know I probably seem like I'm being a jerk given that I am being adamant about this, but let me just tell you, a lot of you are going to be publishing as professional librarians, and you're going to be publishing in certain style formats, and I'm just going to tell you, quite frankly, that the editors of these journals can be major pricks if you do not follow citation styles properly. So anything that you feel I'm doing that's kind of extra, just know that there are going to be times when it comes at you 10 times harder. So know this, be aware of it, and adjust accordingly. I am trying to prepare you for professional practice. That is why you are in school. So, okay, one thing that I did. Why does this keep having a pop-up? Okay, one thing that I want you all to be aware of is the capitalization. And so I'm just going to show that to you all right now. I'll probably put in a scanned page into the site as well. But just so you all know. Okay. So, like I've said, when it comes to your articles, your book titles, and webpage titles, in your references list, you are capitalizing generally the first word of the title, the first word of the subtitle, and then any proper nouns. So, take a look at this article entry, and this is with APA 7, but this also holds true with APA 6. So, with APA 7, look at this article title. Look at it. Look at it. As you can see, the first word of the title is capitalized. The first word of the subtitle is capitalized. These other words are not capitalized, and that's what I'm going to be expecting to see on your papers. So, again, first word of the title, first word of the subtitle, and proper nouns. So, that is the general strategy. If you have any questions, I would kind of encourage you to, again, use the Writing Center to get clarification. Now we're going to do this with the books as well. So, look at the book. Okay, title of work, capital letter also for subtitle. So as you can see, first word of the title, capitalized. First word of the subtitle, capitalized. Everything else, lowercase. Here is an example. I'm looking for an example. Okay, here you go. Writing your journal article in 12 weeks, a guide to academic publishing success. As you can see, writing and A are the capitalized words there. Be mindful of this, please, because I am looking at it. And let me just show you one more thing here. It's taking a little more time than I originally thought it would. But as you can see, they're doing it again for websites. So we looked at articles, we looked at books, now we're looking at web pages. And as you can see, right there, this is the title of the page. Justice served, case closed for over 40 dogfighting victims. What words are capitalized? Justice and case. Now, if we had a proper noun there, then that would be capitalized too. So if this said case closed for over 40 dogfighting victims, including Spot, and Spot is the name of the dog, then Spot would also be capitalized no matter where it appears. So that is something I want you all to be mindful of. Most of you did that incorrectly during the first round of papers, and I want that corrected for this round of papers. All right, enough of that. With the next 11 minutes, let's see if we can look at some legal forms, because that's what came up in the discussion post. And I think that is a very good thing to know about. In fact, I've gotten legal forms for friends of mine and for family because they didn't know that they could yank this stuff from the library online. And so I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of you who can make the same use of these legal forms. Let's see if I can get over to Mid-Continent Public Library. I don't think Mizzou has this database, but your public library just might. And even though I am doing this with Missouri legal forms, this is going to be legal forms for the state of Missouri. The libraries that I work for in North Carolina and in South Carolina also have this resource, and they had it as appropriate to their states. So that means that no matter where you are, there's a good chance that Gail has done one of these for your states, for your state. even if you're not in Missouri, so please look accordingly and see if it is offered through your local public library. All right. Now, let's see what we've got here. We want some research and learning, and it's not under L. I'll pause this and look for it. Okay, let me pause this for a second. All right, so with the state of Missouri, it is actually listed under these Missouri legal forms here for Mid-Continent. Of course, it's going to be different if you're not using Mid-Continent as your library, but I'm using Mid-Continent, which is in the Metro Kansas City area. Missouri legal forms. When I click that, it tells me to do this. So again, check with your local public library, or Mizzou may actually have it, but I don't think they do. Okay, I was wondering what was taking so long. So here is where you can get like a lot of neat stuff. You can get sample letters to landlords, sample letters to tenants. You have sample contracts that you can actually just fill in the blanks, and when you do that, you fill in the blanks and you can have a legally binding agreement. Now, I am not a lawyer, and I do know that we have at least one lawyer in the course. So, you know, if he wants to espouse on any of this and whether or not it's reliable, then I will allow him to do it. But I would just say, without being a lawyer, I will say that I have used these, not in the state of Missouri, but I have used them in the state of North Carolina several times, and I have been just fine using them. So what happens is with this database, and I do think we'll be able to keep this right at 20 minutes, you have some main categories here where you can search, and you just have basically the you have a lot of sample legal documents or fill in the blank legal documents that you can download into Word form. And so you could look for, you have your major categories here, your most popular ones, but then you have main categories full over here, and you can look at pretty much anything. I think that a lot of what I've seen people use this for is in fact the landlord-tenant. So you can click landlord-tenant, and there are a lot of things that you can get in here, including, let's see, notices and letters. Let's do non-payment of rent, just so you can see. So you can get it in MS Word form or rich text form. You probably want to look at these descriptions first just to make sure that what you are looking at is adequate or is right for whatever you are dealing with. So, this is a notice to quit, give possession to landlord for non-payment of rent form, whatever all of that is. You can download, and then there's a sample there. I'm actually gonna try to open what I just downloaded here. Boom. So what you can do here from there is you can just fill in these blanks and you have an agreement. Now, again, as far as I am not a lawyer, I am also not a notary. So I don't know the minutia of how being a notary works either. I will say that with some of these forms, maybe it's not a bad idea to have a notary. You may want to contact someone who knows about being a notary to kind of find out what is and isn't appropriate there. And then also, if you have a lawyer that you can get some legal advice from for free as far as doing this and should it be notarized and everything, that is also something that you might want to direct to an attorney. That it's something that I would hesitate to answer, and I always hesitate to give legal advice because I am not a lawyer. Let the lawyers do it. So you can fill in these blanks. You have the name of a tenant, address, blah, blah, blah. And then you have all of these things in here that you would just fill in the blanks. You would have to read over this. I'm not going to read it aloud for you, but you would fill in these blanks, make any alterations that are necessary. Signature of the landlord, witness my signature this day. So I think this one actually would need to be notarized, perhaps. But don't quote me on that because, again, I just do not know. So that is how that works. And again, you've got quite a few things here. So, you know, in landlord-tenant, there's just a whole bunch of stuff. But you can come back and, again, you got a bunch of different types of categories here, and what you're looking for may likely be in one of these categories. So you might have you know, divorce is also one that I dealt with quite a bit. A lot of people getting divorced. I guess divorce might be under marriage, but it's also here. So again, you would find the proper form, petition of dissolution of marriage. Just find the right one. Some of these will come in PDF apparently, and however it comes is however you do the thing. You know, that's just what it is. All right. So I will also say, in order to learn reference and in order to learn databases, you are going to have to do some self-exploration. You are going to have to just go in here and play around with it. But, you know, I'm doing the intro stuff. And let's see. As far as sample searches, you may have a whole lot of stuff in there. But I would also maybe just search, for instance. So like, for instance, if you are rendering a service such as being a photographer at a wedding or being a DJ at a wedding reception, then this might be where you would come. So, look at that. Agreement for wedding photography services. And again, you just download, you open, and bada bing, you will come here and you will have all of this, and you would fill in the blanks. For the most part, you can leave everything else untouched. But if you do need to make other alterations, then this can be your starting point, okay? And this can be done with a wide variety of things that are needed. I think you can find eviction notices here. Yeah. So you can find lots and lots and lots of things that are maybe potentially unhappy. But that is how legal forms work. They are not always to take care of the pleasant. But if you're looking for sample contracts, if you are looking for sample letters that you need that might be legally sound, this is a place to start at. Now, again, if you have the ability to invoke a lawyer into this so that everything is sound, that is great. But I would also say when you were working in a library, you are going to be working with or working for a lot of patrons who do not have the monetary resources, the financial resources to actually retain a lawyer, even for something fairly small like this. So be mindful of that. They may want to ask you some questions once you pull these up, and you are going to want to let them know that unless you are a lawyer, it is very dicey for you to give legal advice. They will ask. You have to stand strong. Anyway, that's my time. I'm Dr. Jace. Peace and grace. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.